It might be raining outside, but the crypto news is hot. Warren is throwing some shade at crypto. I'm going to explain to you what she's talking about. We also got an XRP hater throwing shade as well, saying it's the moron trade. We'll talk XRP price because above $3 ain't the moron trade if you ask me. We got another big stablecoin play happening along with
I say lots of naughty things, so here's your warning.
Along with Happy Monday crypto and Web3 fans. And look at this. We went through the weekend holding some good price action, didn't we? Feel good about that because I feel freaking great about it. Think about this. We got the fourth quarter coming up. We've got, yes, ETF action happening. We've got rate cuts happening, and we've got regs happening. That's three major news events that we have left that can severely, in a good way, pump the market. Yeah, everyone, this is freaking awesome. So if we're holding these prices now before those three events, imagine what's going to happen when those events happen. Now, I admit, we're going to talk about a little bit of Pocahontas. 1% Native American, 99% idiot. We're also going to talk about Sailor buying more. He didn't buy a lot. Maybe my guy's running out of money. We're going to talk about Hannah Montana. No, we'll talk about Hannah Bank. But we're also going to talk XRP price, and we're going to talk your comments. Why? Because you, the viewer, matter most. And for those of you that are new to the channel, welcome. Hit that subscribe button so you don't mess out. And this isn't a hopium channel. So no, I'm not going to be talking about, oh, bro, you're going to hit $10,000 XRP this Friday. This ain't no smack monkey channel. This is news with some freshness, with twist, with an attitude. Can you tell I slept well? Fuck yeah. America, titties, jumblies. Dave Trader starts us off and says, why are we sad that this BTC maxi pad is resigning? We're talking about the crypto guy, Bo Hines. Look, it's not that I'm sad that he's resigning. I'm just wondering why 7 months in that we're getting a major player from the Trump admin in regards to crypto resigning. Now, granted, going to the private sector where he's going to make shitloads more money. And let's be real here. That's why most of these people leave. Look, Gary left the SEC and he went to private sector and he's making more money. So it totally makes sense. It's not that I'm sad. I'm just wondering why these players are leaving so early on. DIY Wellcraft says BlackRock publicly buying XRP would be like Michael Saylor buying XRP. BlackRock is on the deal with XRP. I agree. If BlackRock is like, look, we don't want to get into an XRP ETF, it doesn't mean they don't want to get into XRP itself. It just means they don't want to piss off their BTC maxi friends. So yeah, everyone, it's like the government. The government's like, look, we don't want to get into crypto. No, they're just saying that publicly where they're telling their friends and their husbands and all their other insiders, get into it now. Yeah, baby, that's how it goes. Matt Grimes says he's going to where the money is. Well done. Y'all are getting it. Y'all are freaking smart. Bitcoin's sitting at 119,856. ETH is 42.13. Look at ETH above the 4,000 mark. How long will this last before the sell-off and profit taking begins? ADA 78 cents. X limit 44 cents. XRP at $3. We're going to talk price action at the end. A modest one. Sailor Strategy buys only 155 BTC for 18 million. That's fucking chump change. Strategy, the company founded by Michael Saylor, rarely skips a Monday without announcing a crypto purchase. And I don't skip Mondays because I work every day of the week. Today was no exception as the company revealed it acquired a modest, for its standards, 155 BTC for roughly 18 million. The average price of the deal was around 116,000 for the BTC. Over the past few months, the company's announced some small things, some no purchases, and some mega purchases. What do we got for averages for you? Well, I've got some new numbers here. They now hold what, everyone? 628,946 BTC, acquired at just over $46 billion at an average of 73,000 per BTC. So they are what, everyone? Still in the green by a good amount, by 46,000 per BTC. So we're still looking good here for Michael Saylor's Strategy Corporation. What else do I got for you? Pocahontas, like I said. 1% Native American, 99% idiot. No, hold on. I'm a news agency. I have to report to you accurate news. 0% Native American, 100% fucking moron. Senator Warren renews calls for tougher U.S. crypto rules, citing corruption and security risks. Well, what about corruption in our government? What about certain people like Pelosi's husband who had one hell, whoa, baby, what happened here? Who had one hell of a trading record while his wife was the Speaker of the House and had inside information. Speaking in an interview with MSNBC, Warren described existing rules as weak. Well, Warren, you stupid idiot. That's why we're coming up with new rules. That's why we're going to talk about the Clarity Act, the add-ons to the Clarity Act, and the Senate, of which you are participating in right now, has its own market structure bill, you dumb bitch. So instead of complaining about what's happening right now, how about you pull your head out your butthole and do what? Work about new regs. Speaking in an interview with MSNBC, Warren described existing rules as weak and shaped by industry influence, arguing they fail to adequately protect consumers to prevent abuse. She called for measures that would bar elected officials from trading or engaging in crypto. Then why not do it with stocks? Why? Oh, I'm sorry. Because you want to be allowed to inside trade stocks. This is what she says. We need strong crypto regulation, not an industry giveaway that puts our economy at risk and supercharges President Trump's corruption. But it's okay to have insider corruption when it comes to stocks? I'm kind of missing the thing here. Maybe y'all can help me out in the comments why it's okay to insider trade stocks, real estate, business stuff, banking stuff, but it's not okay for crypto. She said, adding that restrictions are essential to curb use by terrorists and drug traffickers. Okay, I'm cool with that, but don't terrorists and drug traffickers also use cash? Don't they also use fine art and real estate? Her comments come just weeks after Congress passed 3 landmark crypto bills. Former SEC advisor and Paradigm policy chief Justin Slaughter noted that Warren's stance marks a shift as she now appears to accept the need for legislation while pressing for stronger safeguards in the future market for structure rules. The problem we got is this, is Warren is always going to knock the whole idea of crypto. Why? Because big banks are giving her the money to act this way. So the problem isn't Warren. No, I take that back. Warren is a big problem. But the bigger problem is who's lining her pocketbooks and who's lining the pocketbooks of most of these DC players. Maxine Waters, she's a good example, okay? Here, let's do this. Because I don't like you, no, because I love you, okay? I'm going to put Maxine Waters on the screen. And unless you hit the subscribe button, okay, I'm going to leave Maxine Waters on the screen. There you go. So you better hit the subscribe button now or I'm going to leave Maxine Waters on the screen. Remember how Maxine Waters loved crypto while she was getting money from SBF? Now she hates crypto. Why? Because she's not getting the SBF money. So it's the same thing for Elizabeth Warren. See, so I'm going to keep leaving pictures of these wonderful ladies up on the screen that give you big hard-ons on Monday mornings. Why? Because these people hate crypto when they don't get crypto money, because traditional banks are lining their pockets. So again, if you don't want these people on the screen, hit the subscribe button. I can sit here all day. I can sit here all day until y'all hit the subscribe button. But for real, that's what this is all about. They're getting paid by traditional banks to be anti-crypto. Maxine Waters loved crypto. She was blowing kisses to SBF while she was getting the hundreds of millions of dollars from SBF. Warren, let's be real here. She wants to fight corruption. She can't even be honest about her background. Hi, my name is Klaus. My background is German. Both of my parents are not born in Los Estados Unidos. It's pretty obvious. My dad's first name is Jürgen. I bet you my dad's German. I bet you my mom is too. Just throwing it out there. Let's keep moving on. Hannah Bank partners with U.S. crypto stablecoin operator. You better hit that subscribe button or I'm going to keep putting Maxine up there. I'm threatening you now. Oh, this is getting real now. Look, hit the subscribe button and notification bell where Maxine comes back. I'm going to keep threatening you. Hannah Bank partners with U.S. crypto stablecoin provider operator Circle. Okay, this is important. Here's why. Once you get the regs in for crypto, right? And we're not going to get the Clarity Act. We're going to get a modified version of the Clarity Act. Okay, not the way it stands now. Once we get that, you're going to start seeing things like this happen with the alts, okay? Hana Bank, a major commercial bank in South Korea, has partnered with Circle, which manages USDC. This partnership stems from a comprehensive business agreement signed between the two companies in May. No details have been decided in the current stage. The reason I'm highlighting this is because you're going to see more partnerships come up. Why? Because stablecoins have regs. Because the Genius Bill has been passed from the House, the Senate, and the presidency. Because now these players feel comfortable doing big partnerships, going forward with these partnerships and announcements, and actually making things happen. Why? Because they've got full clarity and protection with the regs. And remember, how crypto works is like this, okay? You and I were the risky players, right? We'll get into crypto before regs. Some players will get in as regs are being written. Some players will get in once regs are passed. Some players will get in maybe a year after the regs are passed. See, that's what I'm saying, the waves that are coming in, okay? Genius Act protected stablecoins, so now you're starting to see the waves of stablecoin partnerships. Once we get the version of the Clarity Act, Senate Market Structure Bill, you're going to see waves and waves of money flow in with the alts. 401ks, right? You could start getting crypto with 401ks. You're going to see waves of money get in with that. Cool. Awesome. I'll keep updating you as they happen. Now, Raoul Paul says that XRP is the moron trade. Basically saying that, look, XRP, Doge, and ADA says people are going to buy them. Why? Because they're cheap. For real. That's what this dude said. He said the only reason people are buying those is because they're cheap. Yeah, I'm being completely honest with you. He calls XRP, ADA, and Doge the moron trade. Moron trade, not train. It's all over the internet right now. Remember, this dude is also a BTC maxi. The reason I'm bringing this up is because people out there that are maxis are always going to throw shade at what? The non-maxi things. Warren, right, supported by the banks, is always going to throw shade at things that what? Threaten the banks, aka crypto. Maxine, you didn't hit the subscribe button, so I'm bringing Maxine back. Maxine, right, who's supported by the banks, is going to throw shade at what? Things that threaten the banks. Raoul Paul, who is a big BTC maxi, who threatens BTC, the altcoins, right, is going to throw shade at the things that, yes, threaten BTC, the altcoins. When I get the haters comments in the comments down below, who are the haters of this channel? BTC maxis. Why? Because I'm a big supporter of the alts. So again, it's not the fact that XRP sucks. It's not the fact that I suck. It's the fact that people out there feel threatened by progress. People out there feel threatened by the fact that the alts are gaining traction, that the alts market cap is growing, the fact that the alts price-wise are looking better and are holding floor. So people are throwing shade. Raoul Paul is one of those people. Now, granted, he garners a lot of attention. Why? Because he's a billionaire. He's got lots of money, lots of zeros in his bank account. Okay, so when you start hearing people throw shade at certain things you're invested in, certain thing you're into, awesome. Do a lot of people throw shade at the White Sox? Hold on, let me get my hat. Hold on. Here we go. Do a lot of people throw shade at the White Sox? Yeah. Because they suck, though, not because they're a threat. That's a very different story. Here, I'll put my hat on for the rest of the video, okay? Not because they're a threat. Do people throw shade at the Yankees? Yes. Do people throw shade at the Dodgers? Yes. Not because they suck, but because they're king of the hill, because they're a threat. Are people throwing shade at the Guardians? Yeah. Because they're a threat to Detroit in first place. You see my point here? Now let's talk broader crypto market. Yo, this last weekend was fire with the volume. We're starting off this Monday with the volume. Happy Monday again to everyone out there. Volume right now, 187 billion for a freaking Monday. This weekend's volume, 150 to 165 billion all freaking weekend long. Hot AF. Jumblies in the face. Now, altcoin season index, we slid a little bit. Why? Because BTC's up to 120,000. Altcoin season index, 33 out of 100. Fear and greed, we're at 62. All right. Now, volume up 13%. What's XRP's volume? Let's take a quick look before we go into candlesticks. XRP's volume up 17%. So we're right in line. Volume 7.3 billion. Very, very healthy. Let's go to those candlesticks because this is important right here, okay? Look at the support levels we've gotten here as of late. 3 different times we've gotten right here. And look at the low on this. 316, 316, 317, okay? So we're getting support right north of that 315. So I've got my alert set right at the 315 mark, and then on the high end, I'm right at 335, okay? So I've got a pretty tight range, less than 10%. It's right close to 8% on my swing. Let me know what's going on. Why do I have such a tight range? Well, I want to see if we hold north of 315 because that's what we've seen in the near term right here. And again, where have we seen the near term resistance? Right there at that 335 mark, okay? I want to see if we can hold that. Why? Well, because XRP is seen as a threat to BTC. XRP is seen as a threat to the banking players out there. That's why Ripple is having some problems getting a banking license. Why? Because traditional finance and the banks out there are like, yo, we need more information from Ripple's banking application. Yo, we think you guys should really slow down their applications. Yeah, because they're a threat to this. Because crypto is a threat to traditional finance. And all I care about right now is seeing that through the month of August, we maintain the $3 floor. We keep up the healthy ass volume numbers that we have. 7 billion in a Monday after this weekend. This is juicy volume. That we keep this stuff up because as I mentioned in the beginning of the video, we got ETFs coming, we got regs coming, and we got rate cuts coming. We got those 3 things coming as we're holding volume, as we're holding juicy price action. Yo, this sets us up for one healthy AF fourth quarter, everyone. So haters are gonna hate, and I'm gonna keep bringing the news because you know what? You only catch flack when you're over the target. And that's the deal. That's why Warren's throwing so much shade at crypto. Instead of her going, oh, regs aren't good enough to protect the consumer, then how about you change your statement to, you know what? I'm gonna fix the current regs and I'm going to make the new ones better because we're discussing that right now. No, she keeps talking about, oh, what we have right now isn't good enough. Well, guess what, bitch? We're not dealing with that. We're making things better. That's what we're dealing with right now. So no, as you can see, she gets paid by traditional banks to throw shade. And the worst part is we're not dealing with that. What are we dealing with? We're dealing with making it better. Maxine Waters, same way. She was all about crypto while crypto was lining her pockets with the money, right? Yeah. And now all of a sudden that the money's not there. SBF, you know, in a little bit of jail. Her boyfriend is gone. Now she's like, crypto is bad because traditional banks are lining the pockets again. That's how it works out there in DC. Raul Paul's throwing shade at XRP, saying it's the moron trade. People are only buying it because it's cheap. There are millions of cryptos out there that are cheap, but millions of cryptos out there aren't threats to traditional banks. Millions of cryptos out there don't have all the rails that Ripple and XRP do. They don't have the notoriety. They're not constantly in the news. Picoin is cheap, but that's sure as hell not a threat to traditional banking. Right, let's be honest here. Is Picoin out there melting faces? No, it's screwing people over, to be honest with you. So yeah, that logic doesn't apply. Now that being said, August, scary month. Why? We ain't getting regs, we ain't getting rate cuts. You got CPI data, which is a stroke fest. Yeah. So be careful in the month of August. But right now, we're doing freaking amazing. Volume's good. Price is holding really well. We've printed a couple candlesticks at key levels for XRP. I'm happy with that. Would I like to see a little bit more of altcoin performance compared to BTC? You bet your butt. I would love to see that altcoin dominance more at like that 40 level for altcoin season index. Yeah, I would. But I'm so healthy with where we're at right now. If I keep seeing XRP getting support 315, 316, 317 mark, that's great. That's above our $3 floor that we've been looking at. And with those 3 big bullets in the gun that I shared with you a couple times in this video, that sets us up for a juicy fourth quarter. Yeah, buddy. And then we get big regs, like a modified version of the Clarity Act on top of that, where then players start building crypto-specific programs. And you get waves and waves of money. You get 401k money on top of that. Holy shit, everyone. That's the juice I'm talking about. So what's my gift to you? It's bringing you the news every day because I love you. And can you tell I really like doing this? Like, can you tell as a job that, like, I seriously like doing this? Even when I don't feel good, even when maybe sometimes, like, I got a lot going on personally, like health-wise, you know what I'm saying? Even when I'm getting ready for races, I bring you news. Even when I travel, I bring you news. I really, really like doing this. I like hanging out with you in the comments. I love doing the live streams. I love doing the research. I just like being in this whole, like, crypto ecosphere. Yeah, I like this. If you like it, hit the subscribe button, notification bell so you don't miss out. Hang out with me in the comments down below. Maybe I'll share it at the beginning of the next video. And choo-choo what? Oh, I'm sorry. You didn't hear me? Choo-choo what? Well, let's do this, everyone. Let's put the little blinky thing on. Let's go right here. Let's lift this thing up. Oh, choo-choo what? Oh, hold on. Let's line up the old Sox hat right here. Oh, choo-choo White Sox. Yeah, choo-choo White Sox. That's what we're going to say today.